Hello beautiful people, hello world. My name is Yola and welcome to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be updating you guys on what I've been learning in this past week. I'm not gonna lie, I am the type of person who learns a lot of things every single day, yet sometimes I'm relearning things that I already know, except for I'm learning them on a deeper level. Other times I'm having epiphanies where it's like, there are some things that I feel like I should know, but I clearly don't operate according to the knowledge that I have heard or that I have seen before, which results in me being like, whoa, like this is new information, and then being like, wait, I kind of know this information, and then being like, oh, I should like use this information because it's not reappearing for no reason. Like there are no such thing as coincidences. In this video, I'm gonna focus on getting things done and persevering and trying regardless of your feelings. And not even trying, doing regardless of your feelings. What I have been realizing in this past week is I can be a very emotional person. And that doesn't mean that like I lash out at other people or like I'm emotional in that sense. And it doesn't mean that I'm always crying and crumpling down to the ground either. What I'm trying to explain is that I feel a lot often. And sometimes there are moments in my day where I'll feel a way and I won't know why I'm feeling that way. I'm currently in my second course, my second round of Artist Way, which is a 3-month course where you write every single morning 3 pages, and I succeeded in doing it before, and now I'm back in it again, and I'm heading into my 3rd week tomorrow. In this course this time around, I have been more in tune with my writing, what's coming up, what am I experiencing, what am I uncovering, what am I discovering, and the synchronicities that are apparent in life. Because there are no such thing as coincidences. There are only synchronicities. There's only alignment. It wouldn't make sense for there to be a coincidence because basically it wouldn't make sense for there to be a coincidence when we live in a universe that is so intellectually advanced. And what I mean by that is we were created. We are human beings, which I tend to describe as a sack of meat with bones, a brain that thinks and we do things, but like, who created us? How are we here? What is gravity, right? And I don't need anybody to explain that, but my point is like everything that exists on this plane was thought out, right? Which is why a coincidence isn't a thing for real. Like, it's not a coincidence that when you are high vibrational and you go outside, you're more magnetic, and then all of a sudden fantastic things happen and you end up having a phenomenal day. That's not a coincidence. That's attraction, that's magnetism, that's the world responding to you. So this past week, as I've been focusing on so many different things, I did tell you guys in recent videos that I've uploaded, and I've been uploading a lot, so I'm talking about my full form videos that are above 10 minutes or so. In those videos, I explain the fact that I'm becoming who I want to be. Like, I'm constantly choosing to be who it is that I want to be, who it is that I want to be seen as, who it is that I want to show up as. What does that mean? That means that after this video, I'm going to bed because I will be up early in the morning by 6 a.m. and then I will go through my morning routine. I will head out for my early morning walk, Essentially, the only reason I explained that is because I wanted to just let you guys know that I'm becoming a woman with a routine, a woman with a sleeping schedule, with a waking up schedule, a woman who writes every morning, a woman who drinks her cup of tea and who goes on walks every day or majority of the week. I'm continuing to add to that list. I'm also a woman who reads every day. And when I say every day, I mean every single day. I'm reading something. And right now, what I'm actually reading is Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. I believe that's her name. Please, if I'm wrong, it's okay. That's the guess that I'm gonna take because I don't feel like getting up to go grab the book. Like, I'm gonna end up reading it in the morning anyways. So I've been having feelings this week. I've been having a lot of great synchronicities happen to me, as they should. What I've realized is that majority of the days when I wake up and immediately I'll dive into writing. Like, there are some mornings where I'll wake up from such like an intense dream. I sleep with my journal in my bed, so when I wake up, I'm immediately grabbing the journal and I'm just like just letting it all out onto this paper, because that's like the first thing that's, you know, present within me, and I need to get that out so that I can then assess everything, as in, how am I gonna start my day? What do I wanna wear? What time is it? Because I'm not gonna lie, the time that I wake up fluctuates. Some mornings I wake up earlier than 4 a.m. Other mornings I wake up right after 6. So that's a whole 2-hour difference. I realized that when I start my day, starting with a walk feels amazing. It's empowering, and it has the ability to shift my feelings, shift my emotions, and a part of me thinks that it's due to the fact that so much is happening on my walk, right? I'm interacting with the weather of outside. I'm interacting with the creatures that are outside, the birds that are flying by me, the bugs that are crawling by me. And it's just a whole like submerged experience that's occurring. And then it's like, depending on what's going on in my mind, that dictates how fast I'm walking. And then I'm also a type of person who likes to switch up the routes that I take. So that happens too, where it's like, oh, today I'm gonna go left, today I'm gonna go straight, the next day I might go right, the next day I might take a completely different path, because there's just so many ways in which I can choose to walk. And that does shift my day. It shifts who I see, what I see, and so on and so forth. What I realized is, overall, no matter how awful a mood I wake up in or a mood I end up in, 20 minutes is the amount of time that it takes me in my walk for my mood to elevate to a space of comfortability, a space of excitement, a space of renewal. I don't know what to call it, but it's just a space where I just feel like I've accomplished something that makes me feel more energized in some way. The same day that started with a nightmare was a phenomenal day for me. Literally, it was probably the best day of my entire week. It was the best day of my entire week. I say that to say, your feelings don't dictate the outcome. The way that I felt at the beginning of the day did not dictate me having a terrible day. In fact, as I fell into my routine and my new habits, that shifted my mood. And then in my most recent videos, I have been explaining to you guys that I am striving to be a kinder person, right? And to express more kindness. And what I actually realized today, Sunday, is because of all the feelings that I've been having these last few days, basically there was a part of me that started to feel that my feelings were real, right? And they're real to me. right? But I started to think that my feelings are so powerful that everything's gonna go south just because I have been feeling so much each day, and that it's not always positive. The irony of me having that thought, right? Basically having the thought that because I feel so bad, then life should be as bad as I feel. The irony was that life was beautiful. Life was impacted by the actions that I took. I really think I needed to see that. I'm so thankful that I could see that and that I could understand that now, right? Because I think for a very long time in my life, I was always taught to smile and to overdo myself so that others see me in a certain way, basically constantly seeking validation and being a people pleaser, which I no longer am. Because I was taught the manners that a person who people pleases would have. I do have moments where I start thinking thoughts like good things may not happen because I'm not always thinking good. Good things may not happen because I'm not always feeling good. I hadn't realized that I've been trying to control my emotions, control how I feel, when the truth is, a lot of the time, the only job that I have is to feel them, is to acknowledge how I feel and to find a way to release the feeling. Because what I realize is that when I try to control my emotions, all that does is it puts a cork in the flow for a second. I put a cork in the flow and I think to myself, yeah, because I put a cork in the flow and I found a way to subdue or repress this not so great feeling, then good things will come to me because I was so good. Does that make sense? What I've honestly had to realize is the fact that I deserve good even if I'm not always being good. I deserve good even if I'm not always feeling good. I deserve good simply because good exists and I believe I deserve it. I'm not even gonna lie. I have been on my journey with God, and He's shown me that I deserve good even when I don't feel good. And He's also shown me that feelings move. Feelings don't stay, you know? They indicate something, and sometimes they don't need to be explained. Like sometimes it's okay to not know what you're feeling and to know that what you're feeling isn't the best feeling, and then to just feel it. To just let it be wild if that's what it's gonna be. This message is to let you know that your feelings don't dictate your outcome. The feelings that you have within you are not as important as the actions that you take. And that's the realest truth. And these past few weeks have shown me that truth, as I have been able to accomplish so many things regardless of how I felt. Right? What I actually realized is that your thoughts are even more powerful than your feelings. What are you thinking about? Right? Because what I recently started doing is when somebody tells me something is going to be difficult because of their experience, I give myself space and I give that person grace to have their experience, to voice what happened to them. And then I give myself space away from, the happening that occurred with them. And I decide for myself, what do I want to believe? What do I want to believe? I convinced myself that something that somebody else told me was going to be hard was going to be easy. And it ended up really being easy. No joke. The example I'm going to use is an appointment. In Puerto Rico, I will tell anybody this, that a lot of appointments are very slow, they're very taxing, more often than not. But personally, I've always believed that it doesn't have to be that way, right? Because there are some people who are Puerto Rican who work efficiently and quickly to get things done. Like, that's just the way they operate, right? And if you get in contact with those people, then you will believe that you have an easier time because you're not in contact with the people who want to take their time and who want to move slow on purpose and because they kind of can. Right? So by me saying to myself that the process would be easy and it would be breezy, I ended up getting in contact with the person who would make my process at the appointment easy and quick. And I was in and out of the appointment in less than an hour. That is phenomenal time in Puerto Rico, because I have been through this process and this appointment that I had to go through last week. I've been through that appointment before in the past, and I literally went through that appointment and I spent at least 9 hours and I didn't complete the thing that I needed to complete. And that's about 9 hours that I spent over the course of 3 days or maybe 4 days. The point is, I remember sitting in the office for 3 hours just to be told that I have to come back on another day. For me then to return, to sit for more hours, just for me to return for a different day. And it was this ongoing pattern. And honestly, looking back on it now, I truly believe that it was a difficult pattern for me, not because it was actually a difficult task, but because I was informed by somebody else that it would be difficult, and then I believed them. So this time around, I decided to choose what I wanted to believe. I'm like, no, I think this is going to be easy for me. I think somehow this is going to work out very quickly, magnificently for me, and everything's going to work in my favor. And it did. It did. Because I kept reaffirming it, and I even released it and relaxed into the fact that this is going to be easy. I told myself it was going to be easy on my entire morning walk to the appointment, everything. And it was. And it's because in my head I had already played out that it would be easy. I had already envisioned me at the end. And even when I was at the office and I had feelings of doubt, oh my gosh, this actually might end up taking a long time, and oh my gosh, I might actually end up having to wait hours on end. I might have to come back for this appointment. I might, whatever. Those were all the feelings that were jumping out of me all in this moment. What ended up happening is the process ended up being speedy. So the feelings that I had of doubt and potential anxiousness in regards to the completion of the process, none of that mattered. What matters was what I thought would happen, what I believed, and the action that I took towards the thing to get it done. I pray that this information was informative and helpful to you as much as it has been to me. And I will see you in my next video. Mwah. Peace.